As you know, Taraji P. Henson has been fighting for an increase of pay because she claims she hasn't got any increase in a very long time, and she's still, after 20 years of career, she's still not getting paid what she's supposed to. Well, she kind of used the color purple promotion to raise these important questions, and along the way she gave strength to some of the other casts in the group as well to voice some of the issues that they've encountered. And one of the other cast also said something about there not being food or them not having their own trailers to actually rest, dress, undress, and things like that.
Taraji, as Blitz, our director, says. I mean, I have been watching her from the beginning, and to just have someone just be a guide for us, be our voice box. I remember when we first came in and we were doing rehearsal, and they put us all in the same space. Like, we didn't have our own dressing rooms at the time, and they did not give us. Sorry, Miss O. We didn't have no food.
She had no idea.
She didn't know what was going on.
She had no idea.
She was
I heard about it.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
and you corrected it for
I
us.
corrected
You
it. I
corrected
called you.
it.
Didn't I call you?
Yes, and I
did.
was like, Miss O, we gotta fix this. And she said, say less. And was it not
And
fixed?
that's what I appreciated, though. You were our voice, because a lot of times, yes, I've done a lot of TV, I've done a lot of films, specifically independent films, but this is my first studio film. So sometimes you do come in just saying, okay, well, I'm gonna just take whatever they give me. I'm just happy to be here, you know? But you spoke up for us and you showed me how to do that.
Taraji P. Henson herself did complain about the car. She complained about driving herself to set every morning. And just because she's not used to driving in that city, and she thought, well, filming in Atlanta and Atlanta being known for, robbery and insecurity, it's a liability. And she's right to think like that. So instead, she did request a car service to be able to get to set. Well, Oprah is not having it. Oprah is not happy about this because her name is being dragged, basically. But she is the producer of the movie. And as a producer, it's your role to make sure that your cast have everything they need to do their job. But Oprah is denying her responsibilities when you think about it. And so when the girls came out with the issues that they've encountered, even though Oprah fixed them, we're just wondering, why do they have to go through these issues? It seems like a third world country type of issue. Why did they have, what did they not have food? What did they not have their own trailers? Why did they have to complain about these things to get them rectified, Oprah? And Oprah is not liking the negative attention that she's getting. At the Golden Globes, she was interviewed about the issue, and this is what she said. Take a listen.
I want to ask you about Taraji. You got so emotional talking about pay inequity, and you created a space now where we have a cast of black women.
I would just like to say about this whole Taraji, I heard I was trending yesterday because people are saying that I was not supporting Taraji. Taraji will tell you herself that I've been the greatest champion of this film, championing not only the behind the scenes production, but also everything that everybody needed. So whenever I heard that there was something that people needed, I'm not in charge of the budget because that's Warner Brothers. You know, that's the way the studio system works. And we as producers, everybody gets their salary. That's negotiated by your team. And so whenever I heard there was an issue or there was a problem with the cars or there was a problem with the food, I would step in and do whatever I could to make it right. And I believe that she would even vouch for that and say that it's true.
I think she would vouch for that. I can vouch for that because I've seen you and your work and behind the scenes, how you step in and you've put your own money up.
I'm all for everybody being the greatest and rising to meet the rising of their own life. And so I mean, all this stuff about there was something online about us being separated at the top of the Empire State Building. On that particular day, we were so cold. So I don't know what kind of body language people were talking about. I was like just trying to stay warm, and that was the fourth thing we had done. And so there's no validity to there being a thing between Taraji and I.
And as if it wasn't enough, social media has been watching carefully and observing every single verbal and nonverbal of Oprah's interaction with Taraji P. Henson, because she's the leader in this fight. And it seems like when the cast was on top of the Empire State to take pictures and all that stuff, it turns out Oprah was a little bit cold towards Taraji P. Henson. And it's true that their faces didn't look too jovial or happy to be there. And Oprah kind of left Taraji P. Henson's side to actually go and stay at another cast member's side. So the social media watched this and they did their own analysis, and Oprah is definitely not liking it either. Take a listen to this TikToker that commented on this.
Oprah, you see how she looked at Taraji and quickly looks away. And now look at Taraji, look at her legs. She locks it away from Oprah, looking up, fluttering her eye, trying to hold back tears. But she's trying to be professional, but she leans into Oprah. Oprah pulls away. Fake laugh. We all know that's fake. That's fine. But they're trying to release that negative energy outside their bodies. Oprah is all closed up. She's not even trying to open up, and it was closing in on Oprah. Oprah pulls out, trying to find an escape, goes right behind Gandalf Brooks. And look at Taraji's face. She's just like not having it. And notice how Oprah is suddenly now open up with her arms. And look at Fantasia's face. Look at Taraji as if we're almost to the ending of this. Don't worry. Something definitely happened here. And now look at how Oprah has her arms and her hand. You know, Oprah don't touch people like that. And then you see how loud they're singing, trying.
Oprah is saying that she's a champion for the girls, that she supports them. But does she really support the girls? If she did, she would have made sure that they were okay. She would have made sure that they have everything they needed. Gail King, who's Oprah's best friend, asked the question to Oprah to kind of clarify what's going on, and everything else that's been going on around the topic. And let's just point out that we really don't like Fantasia here, because Fantasia is coming out to defend the movie because it's true that the movie is being geared towards something negative when it's supposed to be positive. We get that. However, the fight that Taraji P. Henson is leading here is a fight for all Black women. And every Black woman should support her, including Fantasia. And let's not forget, Fantasia didn't read her contract when she first started in showbiz. And that led her to not having money and going through some issues in her own personal life. So this movie is bringing Fantasia back, and she needs to watch out. She needs to read the room, pay attention, and maybe shut up, because it's not about the movie itself. The movie is there. There will be another Color Purple done in the future, but hopefully the new cast of the Color Purple would be able to benefit and get paid what they're owed. This is what this fight is about. And Fantasia is quick to answer questions when the question is not even directed towards her. It's just annoying. Anyways, we took a tangent, but back to Oprah. So Gail King asked a question to Oprah, and this is what Oprah said. Take a listen.
Before you go, 3 people have stopped me today, Oprah, and said, what is the deal with Oprah and Taraji? What do you want to share with the class? No, I'm addressing that to Oprah.
Oh,
Because people
I saw your face.
no, because people
I
think
know that it's not a deal.
It's
yeah,
not a
but
guys-
people think you're mad, she's mad. I know that that's
Well,
not
first
true.
of all, the thing that is so upsetting to me is that somebody went on and something went viral where they're analyzing us on,
The
on
body
top
language.
of the on top of the Empire State.
tired.
We were cold.
Oprah said you were cold.
We were cold. It was cold.
Yeah,
That
there's
was
a
the
whole
fourth thing we
TikTok
had done
about-
that day.
yes.
That was the fourth thing we had done that day. First of all, I just want to say that from the beginning, when I got the first phone call that they were being asked to rent cars because they were in the middle of rehearsal.
Well, I asked for my own car because I like to drive myself. I'm a Southern woman.
So I heard that Taraji was upset because she'd been asked to do a rental car. I personally called Toby Emmerich, who was at the time the head of Warner Brothers, and he said, well, that means we have to do cars for everybody. Then I said, then we do cars for everybody. And if it's necessary, I will pay for the cars myself. He goes, well, we don't want you to do that. So, that was one thing. Trailers were another thing. Food was another thing.
And everything got handled.
Got handled.
I just want
I
people
don't
to know
even know.
there's no
I don't
beef
even know.
between-
You know what? It's so disturbing to me. Why is my name even in this
Can I
conversation?
say
Because you're
something?
Oprah Winfrey.
Can I say something?
Why is my
Can
name
I
in this
say something
conversation?
before we
Because
leave?
I have just been the champion for everybody. Yeah.
I want to just say one thing. I'm a mother of young kids. Social media has become a thing. Social media has become a thing where they will take something that's not even true and run it and run it and run it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's almost like you guys, some of the interviews you're posting happened long ago, or it wasn't that, and they will
Pieced
take things.
together and all that
Yes.
stuff.
So at the end of the day, when we first said that this movie was going to be a healing thing at CinemaCon, I knew, without a shot of a doubt, that people would try to break that down. Anything that has healing a part of it, they will do so. So we have
the
to
haters.
overlook all of that other stuff
Yeah.
and keep shining bright, because this movie, The Color Purple, is healing the land,
Yes.
baby. So no matter what, I just want to say,
Yes.
it's nonsense.
There is
But,
no
but
thing.
there isn't a thing,
no
because
thing.
what I
There
know is
no
you've been a
thing.
champion of
I've been a
Taraji
champion
and everybody.
And everybody.
And
Yeah.
that's the only point
And
that
trying to make sure that everybody got exactly what they needed. First of all, I am a producer. Scott is a producer.
Yes,
We
yes.
are not the studio. We are not the studio,
But
okay?
I tell you what,
This
this is my first time getting a Golden Globe, and I do not want to miss that carpet, y'all.
Yeah, over the nonsense.
And guess what? Monique, comedian and actress Monique, entered the chat. And as you know, she's been the first person that has openly criticized the pay for Black women in the industry. And nobody listened to her back then. People blame her for her delivery. People said that she was too harsh. She didn't approach it the right way. She should have been a little bit more soft. She should have been softer in her demand and all that stuff. Blah, 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 blah. But how do you ask for a raise? This is something that you're passionate about. This is something that is hurting you. How do you ask for a raise? Apparently, the world seems to be more inclined towards Taraji P. Henson voicing the same thing that Monique voiced, like almost 10 years ago now? The world seems to be more responsive to Taraji P. Henson's way of requesting her pay increase. So Monique entered the chat and she basically said Oprah is now defending herself because she got caught. And it's true. Oprah got caught. Because if the girls never complained about these issues, guess what? They would have done this movie. The studio would have made the money. Oprah would have cleared her millions. Meanwhile, these girls would have gotten paid peanuts. And the next cast of The Color Purple would come back and they would go through the same misery that this past cast would have gone through. But the good thing about this is that the newest cast of The Color Purple hopefully will have better conditions. And this is what this fight is about. Long story short, this is what Monique said about, Taraji P. Henson requesting a raise, as well as Oprah's answers and defense in terms of, how things got handled. Take a listen.
We showed up, we didn't even have any trailers. When we showed up, there was no food. When we showed up, We had to get ourselves to the set. When you hear all of these things, and who was at the helm of this production, James?
Oprah Winfrey.
Okay, so when you hear all of these things, and then you start saying, see, this is the treatment of the black actress. It's nothing new. It's nothing new that the trailers are subpar. It's nothing new that either the food is subpar or there's no food at all. That's nothing new. So when Oprah Winfrey sits at the helm and Taraji P. Henson says, it's an honor that we were handpicked. We were handpicked for this movie. Well, if they were handpicked for that movie, those women should have been taken care of from the moment go.
Right.
There's no way they should have walked up and there were no trailers. There's no way there was no food. And then when you hear Oprah say, but when Taraji called me, what did I do, Taraji? Lady O fixed it. When Taraji called Oprah, what happened was, James, Oprah got caught. That's what happened.
And if you look up the title of producer and what it is a producer's job is, you'll find that what Oprah fixed should have already been prepared when they got there under the title of producer. There need not be a fix.
And you know why things like this can happen, though, James? And we all watched those videos with Oprah Winfrey and Taraji. We all hear different things that Oprah Winfrey may say. When it came down to Harvey Weinstein, and we don't want to put this all on Harvey Weinstein because we'll miss the what, silver lining?
Because we'll miss the point.
We'll miss the point. We've watched this person, as I'm watching these videos now, and everything was, didn't I champion for y'all?